Hi everyone, welcome back to my sanctuary. It's your girl Chavely. I am back again with another video. This video is where we're going to talk about something huge in the fashion world and honestly super personal to me. Olivier Rousteing, the creative mind behind Balmain and one of my biggest inspiration, has officially stepped down after 14 years. I literally grew up watching his journey, and he feels like a piece of fashion history shifting. So, today let's talk about what happens, why it matters, and what this moment means for dreamers like us. So, if you don't know Olivier Rousteing, he became Balmain creative director at just 25 years old, making him the youngest at Paris Fashion and one of the few black designers to ever lead a major French house. And it took Balmain from classic couture to a global pop culture powerhouse. Think about the Balmain army, the glitz, the structure, the confidence. And for me, his story was more than fashion, it was representation. And it was seeing someone who looked like me rewrite the rules of luxury. And I remember um, being so young because my love for fashion literally grew up with him. I remember sketching my first outfit while watching his runaway shows and his campaign and thinking like, ooh, wow, one day he could be me. So earlier this week, Balmain confirmed Olivier's departure. He posted on Instagram, "Today marks the end of my Balmain era. What an extraordinary story it has been. A love story, a life story." So Balmain called him a visionary who propelled the house to new heights, and he really did a great job. Um, I don't think Balmain has ever come that big without the help of Olivier, and this is something that will ever stay in the history of fashion. So there's not a successor yet, but they promise there's gonna be a new creative direction soon. It's kind of like a bittersweet because his tenure was long and very impactful. So it literally redefined what modern luxury could look like for an entire generation. And so the official statement says that it was a mutual decision between Olivier and Balmain's parent company, Mayhoola. But you know how fashion works. Whenever they say, oh, there's a mutual decision, there's usually a bigger shift coming. That means that there's a new CEO coming, a new executive who's gonna join very soon. And Bauman been going they've been undergoing a lot of strategy changes, so it does make sense. So still after 14 years, it's very understandable that Olivier would like to explore something new because he has done it all. He's done a lot of Runaway to Met Gala collaboration from especially Beyonce and Rihanna, but my best collaboration he has done so far is with Beyonce. No, it's not because I'm a beehive. The people who know I'm a beehive, I'm not being biased, but I'm being true as a person who is looking into a designer eye, and looking at representation, what he wanted to represent when it comes to his identity as someone who knows that his roots is from Africa. So the Lion King is basically the identity of being an African person, a black person per se. So definitely the Lion King spoke to me. He spoke to a lot of black people. So the design really was cultural, and I really loved it. Um, so definitely, maybe it's time for him to create it's his own fashion house, or probably having new project. I'm very excited to see if he's gonna have his own fashion house. I would be very thrilled about that. A side note, I haven't had any Balmain product that he created himself. I would love to have that. Yes, but anyway, I would support him to have his own house. Who knows? Let me know down in the comment if you would support him having his own house. I would be very excited. Let me know if you would be excited too. But honestly, that's powerful, and knowing to evolve is a form of courage. So I really applaud him for that. After 14 years, you haven't really seen a lot of designers staying at a fashion house for so long. I think I'm not gonna say he's the only one, but he is the very few. Um, so this moment feels like a chapter closing for Paris fashion. Olivier was one of the first to bring diversity, social media savvy, and inclusivity to luxury conversation. And so now the question is, who's gonna continue the legacy, and um, what is Balmain gonna do? Are they gonna stick to their roots, or they gonna rebrand themselves just like Balenciaga? So for me, it's a lesson of season. How every creative career has its own season of growth, its own season of renewal and reflection. So we can admire his legacy and also learn from his choice to move forward. Because in fashion, just like in life, reinvention is the new culture. It's always about keeping your mind open to anything that could happen in life, whether it's positive or negative, but you always have a lesson to learn. And Olivier Rousteing journey taught me that fashion isn't just clothes, it's identity, it's courage, it's storytelling, which is are the three pillars that he used for all his design. There's not a design that he has not created that you haven't seen, that it's about identity, it's about storytelling, and this is what sell. And even though he's leaving Balmain, his impact lives on in so many of us who's creating our own paths. And the thing is, it's about keep on believing your vision, even though you have to start small, but the runaway is yours to build and nobody else. So if there's one thing that Olivier taught me, is that you can you can turn your truth into your brand. So I'm kind of sad that he's leaving Balmain, but at the same time, I am very sure that there is a greater purpose for him, and that he's gonna create so many things that are gonna be mind blowing. If it's a time for him to take a pause, because it's been 14 years, it's hard to be a designer, because every time, every season, you gotta keep up with creating something amazing that that people haven't seen before. You gotta create collection after collection, and don't even talk about collaboration that you do with other people. Perfume, accessories, that's a lot to deal with as a creative director. And um yes, and you gotta also show that you deserve that role, because it's a big role. Definitely your creativity, the performance of the business itself is based on your creativity. If you are not offering something that people would love to buy, well, people, the executive, the CEO will be like, okay, what's going on? What are we supposed to do? Is it the marketing or is it the product? So it's bittersweet, but I'm excited to see what he's gonna do. But I just want to tell him that um, I know he's proud of himself and that he did a great job, and he's supposed to take a time for himself. And I hope that one day I will be able to see him, to give him a hug, um, to let him know that he literally, I literally grew up, my love for fashion literally grew up with him. So anyway, that was all. Let me know down in the comment section what really inspired you from Olivier Rousteing, or how Olivier Rousteing inspired you. What was your best moment? Please like, subscribe if you haven't done that. At the beginning, and hit that notification button so you can always know whenever I upload a video. So, and do not forget to stay stylish, stay bold, and stay unapologetically you. So see you the next time.